What is something that you would never confess to your family? Thanksgiving at Aunt Sherry's always starts the same way. Cigarette smoke drifting out of the garage, someone already 2 beers deep before noon, at least 2 kids barefoot on linoleum floors sticky with spilled cola, and me, walking in with my busted up Toyota, dressed down in an old hoodie and jeans that have just enough wear to look like I still haven't found a stable job. I play the fool. It started off small, just an omission here and there. I'd nod along when Uncle Dennis asked if I was still working those temp gigs. I let them believe I was bouncing from one short-term contract to another. It was easier than telling the truth. I'm a senior manager at a consulting firm. I make more than anyone in my family ever has. I've built a reputation, led teams, landed million-dollar clients. I own a brownstone in a city they've never visited. I have investments, retirement accounts, a cleaning lady, and a dog with dental insurance. But at Thanksgiving, I'm still the guy who can't hold down a job. Still the guy who just can't catch a break. It's all by design. My family is a web of small-time chaos artists. A cousin who dropped out of community college 3 times and blames the last time on Mercury retrograde. An uncle who's worked under-the-table construction jobs for 2 decades and never paid taxes but suddenly needs help with a back surgery. A niece who started a GoFundMe for her 3rd emotional support hamster. They aren't just broke. They are enthusiastically broke. Recklessly broke. Get a check and buy a PS5 broke. The first time I told my parents about a promotion, they warned me not to mention it to the others. They'll start asking, my dad said, and they won't stop. So we made a quiet agreement. I'd be successful Monday through Friday, but come Thanksgiving, I was just trying to make it. It worked. They stopped asking me for help. I'd show up with a 6-pack of the cheapest beer I could find and act surprised when the turkey was dry or someone used oregano instead of parsley. I'd let them talk over me about how hard it is out there and how people like us just weren't made for the system. I nodded, sympathized, played dumb. The funny part is, they seem to like me more now. Cousin Rob actually clapped me on the back last year and said, "At least you ain't stuck up like Marcus with his stupid real estate seminars." Marcus owns 2 duplexes and drives a Tesla. He gave up trying to help our cousin with his music production company after the 3rd time he pawned the studio equipment. By pretending to be broke, I've never been closer to them. It's not that I hate them. I don't. I love them in that complicated way you love people you wouldn't trust with a house key. I know their birthdays. I know who's allergic to shellfish. I still laugh when my aunt tells the story about the time my cousin tried to cut his own hair with kitchen scissors. But I've watched them eat through every hand extended to them. They borrow and never repay. They cry and promise and then buy something stupid on credit. I've helped people in my life, quietly, through friends, through charity, through coworkers who really needed a break. But I don't believe in handing cash to people who see you as a vending machine with no keypad. So I show up at Christmas in the same hoodie. I talk about maybe trying Uber. I let them think I'm barely scraping by. My mom even makes jokes about me bringing home a nice girl with a job and a car. She winks when she says it. My condo has heated floors. My girlfriend's a patent attorney. The charade doesn't take much. 2 trips home a year, a couple social media posts with vague captions. Never anything flashy. Never any locations tagged, just enough to keep the illusion alive. It's weird how easy it's been. And sometimes I wonder if it makes me a liar, or just someone who finally figured out how to avoid being guilt-tripped into funding someone else's 4th attempt at opening a vape shop. The older I get, the more I understand my parents. They're the only ones who know the truth. They even help sell it. My dad once told my aunt that I was in between gigs again, with such convincing pity I almost believed it myself. And when I drive home, 6 hours through snow or rain or sleet, I roll the windows up and listen to classical music. I check my email. I go back to being the guy in the suit with the 3-monitor desk setup and a Monday meeting at 9 sharp. But for a few days a year, I'm just the broke nephew, the one they don't ask for money. And that, honestly, is worth everything.